I grew up in Montana, at the base of the Rocky Mountains. Wide open land, big sky, the kind of quiet that makes you listen. Before music was a career, it was just in our everyday life. It was happening in my basement, my kitchen, all the places that shaped me, and everything that I'm doing now started here.
Nicole, tell us about your family.
Mi familia. I have an older brother and a younger sister, and my entire family is musical. My first memory of music is actually my brother's drum kit. It was in the basement of our house on Park Avenue in Whitefish, and him and my dad would go down there for hours playing that drum kit. After that house, my dad decided he wanted to build the next one, so he did. He built it with his own two hands, and while we were waiting for the house to be finished, we lived in a shop at the back of the property, and we were in a one-bedroom, all 5 of us. It was me and my brother and my sister and my mom and dad, bunk beds and a bed in the same room. And I just remember falling asleep every night to giggling and singing and my mom getting mad because we were bickering. But it's such a core memory for me. My sister and I spent pretty much every day, any chance we could get outside. We were running through fields, horseback riding, catching butterflies. Every fall we got to watch the bears come down from the mountains and go into the valley. It was quite a thing to grow up with. Growing up like that made me who I am, for sure. I'm happiest in nature. That's where I hear God. That's where I feel God, out in His creation.
Nicole, how'd you find your way into music?
Okay, well, I sang on the church worship team with my parents, and then later in youth group. Music definitely wasn't something separate from life. It was entangled in every single facet of my life. I remember at 16, I entered my first, what I would consider professional country music thing, which was the Colgate Country Showdown. I ended up playing an original song that I had written about my first heartbreak. And it's so funny looking back because I thought I knew so much about love, and I wrote this just deep song for a 16-year-old to write. And I still remember the lyrics. But we played in front of the Majestic Valley Arena, and it was about 3,000 people, and we placed 3rd. My parents, I remember, looked at me afterwards, and that was the first moment where they really felt like, okay, this could be more than just a fun hobby for her.
Tell us about your early professional life.
My early professional life started in a really great way, but also kind of in a whirlwind. Decided to move to South Carolina, and I was there for a year. And while I was there, I felt really led to move to Los Angeles and pursue music. I was terrified, but it made sense because I had a lot of family out there at the time. So I went there, moved in with family, and about 3 months later, my mom had met this family at our church that owned a record label. And at first I thought my mom was just doing what she does best, which is being my #1 fan. But she actually got me a meeting with this label, and they signed me. We put out a first record with them. That really solidified a foundation for me. I learned a lot. I got to tour. I got to learn what that looks like. I did radio stuff. We went to India, Canada, Mexico. It was pretty awesome. I think a lot of what I saw and learned in those few years have still stuck with me and impacted how I handle business today. The Christian industry wasn't necessarily what I wanted long term. I was still really deeply drawn to country music, and my heart was just in Nashville. Every radio interview I did, they would say, "We love you, but your music's not Christian, it's country." And I just kind of took that as a sign that I was supposed to leave LA. Not long after I kind of had already started thinking about moving to Nashville, I met a very cute guitar player at a festival in Montana, of all places, and him and I started talking. Meeting him changed my music and my life. He proposed to me about 2 years later, and he's been a part of this whole entire journey. A little bit down the road, I met a girl named Samantha Fisher, and she wanted to help, and so she ended up becoming my publishing manager, and we still work together today. She's amazing. I have over 65 outside cuts, and this year we've got a lot more coming out. It's been a really fun thing to see that kind of just take wings and explode over the last couple years. I clearly heard God say, "You're supposed to do this, and I will make a way for you to do it if you trust me." So here I am, still doing it. To be honest, the artist in me never left. It all really came back and hit me when my grandma was in hospice. She was laying in the bed, and we used to do this thing with my family where we would all get together and we would sing. And I just remember her looking at me in the middle of that. She said, "Honey, you're gonna play the Grand Ole Opry, and I'm gonna be there." I had to get up and leave the room. It was a really emotional moment for me, but that lit a fire under me. So I started praying, and I asked God to make it so abundantly clear if I was supposed to release music as an artist. Like, every step of this, God is orchestrating. Every single door is leading me to this. And yeah, I started putting out singles after that, and my singles kept getting added to editorial playlisting on Spotify and Apple Music. I was getting all this sorts of support from the industry, and it just felt like everything was lining up. So I stopped testing the waters, and what clearly came out was a 3-part project. The first EP is called Montana, and it's about home. It's about the place that built me and the way I grew up. The second EP is called Tahine, and it's about my Canadian cowboy dad. He's an outdoorsman from a line of Canadian cowboys, and my mom, who is Puerto Rican. Mi madre es puertorriqueña. So my roots, which is Canadian rodeo champions and Caribbean sugarcane farmers, coming together to create this spicy Western genre that nobody's ever done before.
I could be your spicy margarita, hot tamale, mamacita. Boy, it's nice to hold you, but there's something you should know. I ain't your senorita.
The third EP is called Hell and Back, and I'm really getting deep on this EP. It's very vulnerable, and I'm so excited to let y'all see behind the curtain into my relational timeline and how my life has played out. Ultimately, this isn't a reinvention, this is a reveal. I'm stepping into this next chapter as an independent artist, but with tons of clarity and momentum, just telling a story that's already been lived. I feel like I've been walking for a long time.
I'm ready to run.